Hello and welcome to WTNB Today. I'm your host, Wendy Benton. Thank you for joining me. And as always, I want to thank our sponsor, led-gear.com. If you have lighting or staging needs, please visit their website, led-gear.com. Let's take a quick look at our calendar of events. This is sponsored by Logan Thompson Law. Coming up on May 2nd is the Belk Charity Day Sale. We had a great show last week all about the Belk Charity Day Sale. Please go out and buy your tickets. That helps local charities and schools as well. On May 4th is the Mel Bedwell Small Business Person of the Year Award Luncheon. If you're interested in attending that, please call the Chamber for tickets. That will be the Chamber. You can go to the Chamber website, clevelandchamber.com as well. On May 7th, Jackie Joyner Kersey will be the guest speaker at Empowering Women, and that will be held at the Country Club, and that benefits the Boys and Girls Club. Jackie Joyner Kersey was a 6-medal winner in 3 Olympics. She was also named as the top female of the 20th century, female athlete, I should say. Also, on May 8th, LeaderCast 2015 will be held at the First Baptist Church of Cleveland, and that will begin at 8 o'clock for registration. The program begins at 9 until 4:30, and they will have some amazing guest speakers such as Andy Stanley, Peyton Manning, Rudy Giuliani, and many others. So you don't want to miss out. If you haven't gotten your tickets for that, you can call the Chamber for those tickets as well. On May 22nd, the Cleveland Bradley Alumni Football Game will be held at Bradley Central High School, and that game benefits both schools' athletic programs. So if you're interested, I'm sure they may still be taking alumni to play in that game, so if you're interested in that, I'm sure you can contact each of the schools and tell them that you want to play. Just be careful if you're older. A lot of fun things going on, and I've got a great guest today, and I will introduce you to Adam Cotton with SPCA after this break. The Shoe Tree Boutique and More is Cleveland's exclusive women's shoe store, with items from Fly London, Lucky Brand, Tidewater, Nine West, Bourne, and a vast selection of other designer names. This elegant little shop also features handbags, jewelry, and plenty of other reasons to stop by and shop for your favorite look. The Shoe Tree Boutique and More is ready to help you start this season on the right foot.
I was having trouble sleeping at night. I couldn't be comfortable on my right shoulder or my left shoulder. I came to Dr. Palmer, and the x-rays showed I did have 2 bone spurs. The surgery that Dr. Palmer did for me was a reverse ball and joint of the right shoulder. I can wave in the air and reach behind me, do all the things I need to do now. So I'm so thrilled to have Dr. Palmer in my life and the surgery that he did for me.
My name is Hannah Davis, and I am the founder of the Body by Hannah fitness brand. I'm able to meet a client where he or she is fitness level-wise and really help them grow and take them to the next level.
My name is Preston West, owner of Keystone Solutions. We specialize in helping small businesses with their IT needs. We want to be the person that you call and the person that you think of first.
Relics Antiques and Vintage Decor offers a very unique blend of furniture and accessories. Come to our location today and sample the diverse exhibition of antiques at Relics Antiques and Vintage Decor.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobs & Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
Welcome back. I'm here with Adam Cotton. He is the Manager of Operations for the SPCA, and he's here to talk about some things that are going on in their organization. Adam, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad you're here, and you've got several things that you want to share with the audience. But before we get into that, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got to this area?
Yeah, sure. So I'm from all over the place. I've been in the animal care business for many, many years now. I actually have a history in sociology, and I've been working directly in the animal care field for going on maybe 4 or 5 years now. I previously lived in Wisconsin, where I was the assistant director of a open admission shelter up there. My wife and I moved to the area about a year ago, and we were working with a spay-neuter organization out of Hickson, and now I'm working here at the SPCA in Cleveland. And my wife works at McCamey Animal Center in Chattanooga.
Okay, well, and we've talked about McCamey before on the show, and with actually another organization that's sort of they help people who can't afford to feed their pets get food for a certain period of time until they're able to get back on their feet. So they talked about working with McCamey as well.
That's
so
great.
there's a lot of organizations in our area that cater to this need
Absolutely.
of pets that don't have homes, that need homes, and that's a great field to be in, and it has to be a calling.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I think if you're not a lover of animals, this would be a hard job to have. And being a lover of animals, it's a hard job to have. It's definitely a taxing job that takes a lot of your time, and you constantly are thinking about that one particular animal, and you're trying to get animals adopted, and it's always it's a stressful but rewarding job.
So you've been in this position now, you said, for 3 months.
Approximately, yeah. Yep.
And so it's new, and you're coming to Cleveland. And what is your vision for this shelter?
Sure. I have probably about 5 or 6 different things that I really wanted to accomplish in my first 3 months on the job. And one of those things was reducing the length of stay that any animal on average was spending in the shelter. And that means getting them into adoptable homes. It means us getting them into other rescues that are a little bit more tailored to that particular animal. But just paying attention to the amount of time that they spend in shelter and trying to reduce the days that they're in shelter. That matters for many reasons, including the health of the animal. The longer they stay in a group housing situation, the more likely they are to get sick. But it also helps mentally for them to get into homes faster. So that's always a goal of mine in any organization, animal-related organization that I'm working for. We also really wanted to get a hold of a grasp on our cleaning protocols. So just making sure that the animals were getting the best possible care and making sure that we were cleaning in a way that made sure that animals were not going to get sick over time. That has been a large part of my job. We also, of course, any sheltering organization wants to get animals adopted and wants them to go into good homes. So just making sure that we have those options for them, that the right people are showing up and are able to adopt, and that our animals are showing in a way that makes them very much adoptable and appear adoptable. So all of those help us to make sure that we're being efficient and making sure that we're finding the best possible home, the safest home for every single animal in our shelter.
Okay, and how many animals do you have, like, at a given time on average?
Sure. So our we have a capacity to hold 30 cats and 40 dogs. We have gotten fairly close on dogs a couple of times since I've been working, but a year ago we were way over that capacity, and we've worked really hard to make sure that we never get to those numbers again. So right now, believe it or not, we have no cats and no kittens in our facility. That is due to us adopting them out quickly and efficiently. It has to do with us getting them into, if they're a feral cat, we'll get them into a barn to the best of our abilities, and just making sure that we're able to care for them and get them into homes quickly. For our dogs, we've been roughly around the 25 to 30 range at any point in time. We took in 10 dogs yesterday, half of which were cute, adorable little newborn puppies. So we'll probably do our best to get all of those dogs adopted in the next few weeks. But and we have an adopt-a-thon coming up that we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yes.
But it's always great if we're able to get newborn puppies into foster as quickly as possible.
Okay, well, and I'm sure that the puppies are a little bit easier to adopt out anyway, I would think.
Yes, absolutely. Our average length of stay for a puppy is between 2 and 5 days, whereas any of our other dogs that are full grown, the average is about 25 days.
Okay. Now, is it the SPCA, like you hear, not often, but on occasion, you have these, they're not farms, but it's where, you know, breeders have, or people have taken in all these animals, and it's just a sad situation. The SPCA, do they step in and take part of those animals? There was a situation like that, it seems like in the news not long ago, and all these pitiful little animals, you know, who they just could not be taken care of. And why someone would want to do that, I don't understand.
Yeah.
But would your organization be the one, or one of the ones, to step in to care for those, or how does that work?
So the last case, I believe, was we've got the issue of puppy mills and we have the issue of hoarders. They both kind of have the same kind of effect on a community. When you have a hoarder situation, usually we'll try to either take a few at a time and wean down to the point where they're to a manageable amount of animals in their care. But with puppy mills, if there's a illegal action taking place, or if somehow they are broken up and those animals are not able to stay in the care of the organization that has them. Last time, you know, we attempted to get them into rescues as quickly as possible. We've definitely learned from the last case, and if that were to happen again, we would do a really good job of making sure that any animal that that came from that situation was put into homes as quickly as possible, whether it's fostering, whether it's rescue, just making sure that animals are being taken care of as quickly as possible. Last time we were able to use some national organizations to help us through that process, and we would probably do the same thing this time too.
Okay. Well, we also want to talk about the adopt-a-thon that's coming up, and being a responsible pet owner and having your animal spayed and neutered, but we will continue that after this break.
I'm Tony Sisma, sales manager at Kyle Motors. Come by and pick out your SUV, truck, or car today. If we don't have it, we'll get it for you. Come by at 802 20th Street, Southeast Cleveland, Tennessee, 1 block from Byfire School, 1 block from Dalton Pike. I'm Tony Sism, sales manager of Kyle Motors, home of the $5,000 car.
Why, hello, I'm Brent Winters. And welcome to my local store, Mattress and Furniture Expo. What we do here, it's kind of self-explanatory. Although recently, we've taken on something new. When you purchase a coupon from WTNB's Around Town Coupon Show, you can drop by our local store to pick them up here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Call today for any information you need. And feel free to stop by and take a look at the exciting deals we have on our mattresses. They'll put you to sleep, but in a good way, of course.
Cameron Company Medical Equipment, conveniently located at 175 Sequoia Road in Cleveland, offers a large array of durable medical equipment from power wheelchairs and scooters to walk-in tubs and hospital beds. Cameron Company Medical Center also offers home and portable oxygen systems, diabetic testing supplies, manual wheelchairs, stair and wheelchair lifts, as well as home wheelchair ramps. Cameron Company Medical Equipment, sales, service, and repair. We make medical equipment affordable.
The Cleveland Housing Authority's mission is to provide affordable, safe, and sanitary housing opportunities to low-end and moderate-income families. Flexible monthly rental options are available, so contact us today to see if you qualify for premier housing from the Cleveland Housing Authority. Visit www.clevelandhousingauthority.com or call us 423-479-9659.
People ask,
how did we make it to the top of a Marco's Pizza?
It is the harmony of our flavors.
100% real cheese.
Together, we bring authentic Italian pizza
to America.
Our ingredients speak for themselves. Marco's, authentic Italian pizza.
Adam Cotton is with me from the SPCA in Cleveland and Bradley County, and we've been talking about the role that the SPCA does in our community and what they try to do and their purpose of getting animals that have been dropped off or surrendered back into good homes. And one of the things that they do to help that out is the adopt-a-thons.
Yes, yes.
So you've got one coming up, Adam.
That's right. May 15th through the 18th is our next adopt-a-thon. It is hosted by PetSmart next to the mall. And that is an opportunity for us to show animals outside of our shelter, which is always a nice substitute for animals being in our shelter and being shown. A lot of people know that this event is coming. It's pretty well advertised by PetSmart. And they are a partner of ours that we very much appreciate that relationship. So this gives us an opportunity to get out and show animals in an environment that they normally are not able to be shown for adoption.
And all of these animals have either been spayed or neutered before they're adopted out.
Yep. So with any of our animals, even if it's a normal weekend at our shelter, an animal, if it's not already fixed, and I'd probably say more than half the time it's already fixed prior to being adopted, but we will get them fixed at the time of adoption, or if it's a certain circumstance where we got a puppy that's too young to be fixed, or whatever the circumstances might be, we will send them home with you and then get them fixed after the fact.
Okay.
So at the PetSmart events, they'll all be fixed, they'll be up to date on their shots, they will be dewormed, so they'll be absolutely ready to go.
Okay, well, it makes it nicer, you know, for those who are interested in having an animal and you know, want to get a pet for their family. You've already done quite a bit of legwork for them that they don't have to do.
Yes, yes. So that's always nice to have an animal that is absolutely completely adoptable and ready to go. All of those those services that we're providing are all covered in the adoption fee, which for all of our animals, cat, dog, puppy, kitten, are all $50, a flat $50.
Okay, and they've already had all these things done.
Yes, absolutely.
And you don't have to take time out of your schedule to do it.
No, and the expense can really grow if you have it outside of the shelter, because we're able to do it for an inexpensive cost to us. But if you go to the average vet, it's going to cost you quite a bit. Luckily, we have organizations like Dixie Day Spay in town that provide those services for much lower than other vets in town.
Right. Well, my husband and I, we live on a farm. We get animals dropped off, and I told you before we came on the air, right now it's cats.
Yeah.
And so we're very familiar with Dixie Day Spay, and they do a fantastic job, and at a minimal cost to the pet owner. And we feel very responsible, like it's our responsibility to have that done so we don't end up with, animals all over the place.
Yep, and that's something that, any shelter will bang that drum time and time again, that animals need to be fixed. It's really important for our community to understand that and to work towards that goal of having animals fixed early on in their lives. The benefits are huge for getting an animal fixed. On our side, when you're talking about an animal being in shelter, the top reasons for an animal coming into our shelter are because they were roaming and they were astray, which is attributed to not being fixed. They might be aggressive, which has to do with them being fixed. And the number one reason is because of overpopulation. So if we have a community that's doing a good job of getting their animals fixed early on, then you're going to see both our shelter and Cleveland Animal Control seeing far, far less animals. And ideally, any shelter in the United States would be put out of business because the community is doing such a good job of not having animals end up in shelters in the first place.
Yes. Well, and you have also Petco is a partner with you in this. We're talking about PetSmart, and they're doing this adopt-a-thon, but Petco as well has been a place for adoptions.
Yes.
And then, of course, Dixie Day Spay, one of your other partners, and just working together to get all of these animals taken care of.
Absolutely.
Is so important.
Community partners are a huge part of the success of any animal-related organization. So, Petco and PetSmart are both partners with us, and I guess we're partners with them. It's because of organizations like theirs that we're able to show these animals outside of the shelter. It's one of the ways that we can fundraise and receive funding from them above and beyond our ability to go in and show animals on site there. They both have very strong foundations, and those foundations provide funding when you're doing a good job. And so, we're attempting to try to do that.
Right. Well, that's good. And I guess I look at it in a way they're kind of giving back to the community as well, sort of helping the SPCA organization take care of these animals that, are dropped off.
Absolutely. And, there's a lot of ways to give back to the community and give back to animal-related organizations. You can, at the register at PetSmart and Petco, you can always donate to go towards their foundation and providing funding for different projects. You can also donate directly to us. That's something that's always a benefit to us. You can do that by going to our website, you can do it by calling in, or you can come by.
Okay, and I think we've got your the website up on the screen, part of the graphics that they can go to, or the number call.
Well, thank you very much.
Also, you've changed your hours, So we
Yes.
want to talk about that for just a minute, just so people know they're not coming down there on a Tuesday or a Thursday and the doors are closed.
Yeah, that's right. And it's important to know because Tuesday was usually our busiest day. So now our hours, starting on May 1st, will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 1 to 6. And that will be a time that anybody can come and adopt. Also, between 1 and 5 each one of those days, people will be able to bring in animals for surrender or as strays. During that 5 to 6 hour, we will only be doing adoptions.
Okay. And if someone does have an animal that they just can't take care of, or it's ended up on their doorstep, do you have any rules that they have to go by?
Sure. First of all, it's always nice if we get a call saying, hey, I've got this animal, what should I do? Maybe we can figure out other options other than the animal being brought in, whether it's a surrender or a stray. Maybe you could hold on to the animal and put up flyers around the neighborhood. There's a lot of other options other than bringing an animal into the shelter. If for any circumstances you have to bring in an animal, which is understandable, the steps would be you'd bring in the animal. If it's a surrender, you want to bring in all of the vet paperwork you can, so we're not over-vaccinating.
Mm-hmm.
And ideally, what would happen is you'd bring in proof of your address, which has to be in Bradley County, but not in the city limits of Cleveland.
Okay.
So if your ID says that, then we're okay. If your ID says anything else, then we won't be able to take the animal without other proof of your address.
Okay. Does the animal have to be a certain age? Like, what if they're newborn kittens or puppies?
Yep. So we get newborn puppies and kittens often in the spring and summer. It's not the ideal place for a newborn to be raised. So we always attempt to get them out of the shelter as quickly as possible to avoid them getting sick, to allow them to have the appropriate amount of human interaction that they need. But that is an option for you to bring them in. Call before you do any of that because we might be able to find some other options prior to bringing them in. This year we've been really successful with having anybody with newborn kittens call up and let us know where they are in terms of their age. And then if we're able to, we can schedule out a time for you to bring it later on when they're at an adoptable age to avoid the whole process of bringing them in at a young age and allowing them to potentially get sick, us trying to find space for them and keep them in a separate space away from all the adult cats.
Okay. Well, Adam, you guys do a great job, and for this community, we appreciate you and all the work you do. People just don't understand how important it is to have a shelter like this, and you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Well, thank you. We're trying.
Well, I don't want anyone to forget the Adopt-a-thon, May 15th through the 18th, you said, at PetSmart. And if you are interested in adopting a pet for your family, please visit them May 15th through the 18th at PetSmart. And they have puppies right now as well. So, Adam, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you've enjoyed today's show, and we will see you next time on WTNB Today.